Spaced repetition. Now, you might be wondering, what is that? Well, let's break it down. Picture this. You're studying for an exam. You've got piles of notes, textbooks, and flashcards scattered around you. It's overwhelming, isn't it? Enter spaced repetition. It's not a magic trick, but it might feel like one. It's a scientifically backed method that helps us learn more effectively. Instead of cramming information in one go, spaced repetition encourages us to study over time, taking breaks in between. It's like watering a plant. You don't drown it in a day. You sprinkle water regularly. That's spaced repetition in a nutshell, but there's so much more to it. So, buckle up, because we're about to explore how this powerful technique can revolutionize the way we learn. 1. The science behind spaced repetition. It's all about our brain, a marvel of nature, and how it remembers things. Imagine a path through a forest. The more you walk it, the clearer it becomes. That's similar to how our brain forms memories. Each time we revisit information, our brain strengthens the path to that memory. But here's the catch. Our brains are smart. They prioritize information based on how often and how spaced out the revisits are. This is known as the spacing effect. Spaced repetition leverages this by spacing out reviews, tricking our brain into thinking the information is more important. It's like telling our brain, this is crucial and to keep it handy. And the result? The information sticks. 2. The history of spaced repetition. Now, you might think it's a modern invention, born in the age of digital learning. But you'll be surprised, it's older than you think. The concept was first introduced by a German psychologist named Hermann Ebbinghaus in the 19th century. Ebbinghaus, a pioneer in memory studies, discovered the forgetting curve. It's a simple yet profound idea. We forget things over time unless we review them. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and we meet Peter Wozniak, a Polish researcher. He took Ebbinghaus's idea and ran with it, developing a computer-based spaced repetition system. His work laid the foundation for the spaced repetition apps we use today. 3. How spaced repetition works. Picture a juggler. They're keeping multiple balls in the air. That's you, juggling pieces of information. But instead of tossing the balls at the same time, you stagger them. You toss one up, then another, and then return to the first. That's the essence of spaced repetition. You're not trying to memorize everything at once. Instead, you're spacing out your study sessions, revisiting each ball or piece of information at increasing intervals. It's all about timing. You review just as you're about to forget. It's like catching the ball just before it hits the ground. This method keeps the information fresh in your mind, strengthening your memory. And the best part? It's adaptable. Struggling with a concept? Review it more often. Mastered a topic? Space out your reviews. It's a flexible, efficient way to learn. So, let's keep juggling those ideas and see where spaced repetition takes us. 4. Benefits of spaced repetition in learning. Why should you embrace spaced repetition? Well, for starters, it's like a superpower for your brain. It boosts your memory, making it stronger and more durable. Remember our juggler? With spaced repetition, you're not just keeping the balls in the air, you're making them lighter, easier to handle. It's about efficiency. You're studying smarter, not harder. And the results? They speak for themselves. Improved grades, better understanding, and a deeper grasp of complex concepts. But wait, there's more. Spaced repetition isn't just about academic success. It's a lifelong learning tool. Want to learn a new language? Master a musical instrument? With spaced repetition, you can. It's versatile, adaptable, and proven to work. And the best part? It reduces stress. No more last-minute cramming, no more information overload. Just steady, sustainable learning. So, whether you're a student, a lifelong learner, or someone looking to pick up a new skill, spaced repetition is your ticket to success. 5. Practical examples of spaced repetition. How does spaced repetition look in real life? Imagine you're learning a new language, say, Spanish. On day 1, you learn the word amigo, which means friend. You review it a few hours later, then again the next day. A week later, you review it again. Each review reinforces the memory, making it stick. Now, let's say you're studying for a biology exam. You learn about cell structure on Monday. You review your notes on Tuesday, and then again on Friday. The next review? Maybe the following Wednesday. You're spacing out your reviews, making the information stick. Or perhaps you're a musician learning a new piece. You don't practice the whole piece in one go. You break it down, practice a section, and then review it later. Each review reinforces your memory of the piece. These are just a few examples. The beauty of spaced repetition is that it can be applied to any learning scenario. It's a versatile tool, ready to supercharge your learning. 6. Spaced repetition in your study routine. How do you weave spaced repetition into your study routine? It's simpler than you might think. First, break down your study material into manageable chunks. Think bite-sized pieces, not overwhelming mouthfuls. Next, schedule your first review a few hours after your initial study session. Now, here's where the spacing comes in. Schedule your next review a day later, then maybe 2 days after that. Each review should be spaced further apart, like stepping stones leading you to mastery. But remember, flexibility is key. Struggling with a concept? Review it more frequently. Sailed through a topic with ease? Space out your reviews. And don't forget to mix things up. Vary your study topics to keep your brain on its toes. It's like cross-training for your mind. And the tools? Flashcards, apps, and even simple note-taking can work. The method is adaptable and ready to fit into your routine. So, grab your study materials, set a schedule, and get started. 7. Common mistakes when using spaced repetition. Time for a reality check. Spaced repetition is a powerful tool, but like any tool, it can be misused. So, let's talk about pitfalls. Mistake number 1, cramming. It's tempting, we know. The exam's tomorrow, and you've got a mountain of material to cover. But resist the urge, spaced repetition is a marathon, not a sprint. Slow and steady wins the race. Mistake number 2, inconsistent spacing. Remember, the space in spaced repetition is crucial. Review too often, and you're wasting time. Review too infrequently, and you're not reinforcing the memory. Find the sweet spot, and stick to it. And the third mistake? Neglecting the hard stuff. It's human nature to avoid what's difficult. But with spaced repetition, it's the hard stuff that needs the most attention. Struggling with a concept? That's your cue to review it more often. So, there you have it. Avoid these pitfalls, and you're on your way to mastering spaced repetition. And so, we've reached the end of our journey. But really, it's just the beginning. Spaced repetition isn't just a study technique, it's a revolution in learning. It's about working with our brains, not against them. It's about understanding how we learn. It's about embracing our brain's natural rhythms. It's about making learning a joy, not a chore. So, as we step into the future, let's take spaced repetition with us. Let's make it a part of our daily lives, our classrooms, and our workplaces. Because with spaced repetition, we're not just learning. We're evolving. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more.